Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are going to discuss chapter 4 of class 10th mathematics, and the chapter is quadratic equations, which is a very important topic in mathematics. So let's start. What is a quadratic equation? Let's consider this equation: ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is an equation in which a polynomial is there whose degree is 2. Degree means the highest power of the variable present in any term. So the highest power is 2 in this case. There should not be any term in which the power of the variable is more than 2. And if there is a term in which the power of the variable is less than 2, that is all right. But the power of the variable in any term should not be more than 2. And the 2 power wala term should always be there. So we should write here that a should not be 0. If a becomes 0, then the x square, this term will be eliminated. So it will not remain quadratic equation. So any equation whose degree is 2 is called quadratic equation, right? We are not imposing any condition on b and c. B can be 0, c can be 0. So it is not necessary that x wala term should be there or the constant term should be there. But x square wala term should always be there, and there should not be any term in which the power of the variable is more than 2, right? For example, let us take some examples of quadratic equation. 3x square minus 2x plus 5 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation because the highest power of the variable is 2. And if I write 5x square minus 2, that is also a quadratic equation. But in this equation, this term whose power is 1, that is not present. But since the degree of the polynomial is 2, so this is a quadratic equation. And if I write it like this, 3x square equal to 0, which obviously gives x square equal to 0, so that is also a quadratic equation, right? And if I write it like this, 2x square minus x, that is also a quadratic equation. So the degree of the equation, the degree of the polynomial in the equation should be 2. So there should not be any term with the power more than 2, but there can be terms with the power less than 2, or there cannot be terms with power less than 2. So this is called a quadratic equation. So in exercise 4.1 of class 10th NCERT, some questions are given in which we have to just check whether the given equation is quadratic or not. These types of questions check whether the following are quadratic equations. So what we will do, we will solve each of them, and the final form should be a quadratic equation. How? Let's see. Let's do the first part. X plus 1 whole square equal to 2 into x minus 3. So x square plus 1 plus 2x, applying the identity of a plus b whole square, equal to 2x minus 6. So this is 2x will get cancelled out, and x square plus 1 plus 6 equal to 0. So x square plus 7 equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation because the degree is 2, right? Number 2. Let's solve this part. Now let's multiply these two. X into x plus 1 minus 2 into x plus 1 equal to x into x plus 3 minus 1 into x plus 3. So this is x square plus x minus 2x minus 2 equal to x square plus 3x minus x minus 3. So now this x square wala term is now cancelled out. So there is no term remaining with the degree 2. So we don't have to solve it further because we can clearly see that this is not a quadratic equation, right? Okay, this was the third part. Let's do the second part now. X square minus 2x equal to minus 2 into 3 minus x. this is x square minus 2x equal to minus 6 plus 2x, which is obviously coming out to be a quadratic equation because x square wali term is there and there is no term whose degree is more than 2. And let's do one more part, then we will move ahead. So let's multiply this. So 2x square minus x square is x square, and now there is no term with x square which is left, and we still have x square. So that means the final form of this equation will have an x square term, and there won't be any term whose degree is more than 2. So we can leave it here. We can clearly see that this is a quadratic equation. But in exam you have to solve the complete thing. Let me solve it. X minus 6x is minus 5x minus 5x minus 10x minus 3 equal to 0. So that is the final form, which is clearly a quadratic equation. Okay, let's solve this one. Minus 7x, then plus 4x, minus 7x minus 4x is minus 11x, and 3 minus 5, that is 8, equal to 0. So we can clearly see that this one is also a quadratic equation. And let's solve this last one. X square plus 3x plus 1 equal to, apply the identity of a minus b whole square, which is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So x square is cancelled out, and what we are left with 7x minus 3, which is obviously not a quadratic equation. And this type of equation whose degree is 1, it is not a quadratic equation, but for extra knowledge you should know that this type of equation is called a linear equation whose degree is 1. Okay, let's check this one. So now here you have to apply the identity of a plus b whole cube, which is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b 2x, multiply this, so this is 2x cube minus 2x. So x cube plus 8 plus 6x square plus 6x square plus 12x equal to 2x cube minus 2x. Now if you solve this one, you will get a term with x cube, and that is not possible because 3 is more than 2, so the degree should not be more than 2. So this is not a quadratic equation. And you can solve this one also, and you will get the result whether it is quadratic equation or not. I think this will come out to be a quadratic equation because x cube wala term will get cancelled out. So let me solve it. Apply the identity of a minus b whole cube, which is a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. So yes, x cube and x cube are cancelled. Now let's check whether x square wala term is there or not. So minus 4x square plus 6x square, that will give you 2x square. So this is a quadratic equation. Minus x minus 12x minus 13x plus 9 equal to 0. So that is a quadratic equation. Okay, now you can also get some word problems in which the quadratic equation is not given, but you have to make the quadratic equation. So this type of questions are also very important. So let's discuss 2-3 examples from NCERT textbook. Here it is given that the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. There is a rectangular plot. This is a rectangular plot and whose area is 528 meters square. The length of the plot is one more than twice its breadth. Length of the plot is one more than twice its breadth. So let breadth of plot be x meter. Breadth of plot be x meter. Therefore, length of plot one more than twice the breadth. So breadth is x. So length is one more than twice the breadth. So this is 2x plus 1 and the area of the plot is 528. So area is 2x plus 1. Area is length into breadth into x and that is 528. So this is 2x square plus x equal to 528 or 2x square plus x minus 528 equal to 0. So that is the quadratic equation. But if we want to find the dimensions of this plot also, then we have to solve this quadratic equation, and shortly we will see 2-3 very good methods to solve a quadratic equation. But in this question you are not supposed to solve the equation. We need to find the length and breadth of the plot. So represent the following situations in the form of quadratic equations. So we just have to represent them in the form of quadratic equations. We don't have to solve them. The product of two consecutive positive integers is 306 and we need to find the integers. So the product of two consecutive positive integers, let one integer be x. Therefore, the second integer is x plus 1 because they are consecutive integers and their product is 306. So according to question x into x plus 1 is 306. So x square plus x equal to 306 or x square plus x minus 306 equal to 0. That is the quadratic equation, and if you solve this quadratic equation you can get the values of these integers. Next, Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him and the product of their ages 3 years from now will be 360. We would like to find Rohan's present age. So let Rohan's present age be x years. Let Rohan's present age be x years and Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. So therefore Rohan's mother's age is x plus 26 years. The product of their age is 3 years from now. 3 years from now, after 3 years, the product of the age of Rohan and Rohan's mother is given as 360. So what will be their ages 3 years from now? after 3 years, Rohan's age after 3 years, Rohan's age is x plus 3 years and Rohan's mother's age (26) x plus 26 plus 3, right? X plus 26 plus 3, that is x plus 29 years, right? Okay, so according to question, the product of these two ages, that is this into this, x plus 3 into x plus 29, that is equal to 360. So x square, okay, let's multiply it stepwise. So this is, where should I write it? Okay, let me write it here. X square plus 29, x square plus 29x, and here you will get 3x. So this is x square plus 32x and 3 into 29, 87, minus 360 equal to 0. So x square plus 32x and 360 minus 87, that is 300, 280, 273. So minus 273 equal to 0. So that is the quadratic equation, and by solving this quadratic equation you can get the value of x, that will be the present age of Rohan, and by the present age of Rohan you can find the present age of his mother. Okay, now let's discuss few important methods of solving the quadratic equation. The first method is called splitting the middle term. You must have heard about this method in previous classes also. It was there in class 8th, it was there in class 9th also. So you must have learned this method in those classes also, but let's revise it again. So let's take an example. Now if this quadratic equation is given, and now I have to find the value of x. Solving means that we have to find the value of x which satisfies this equation. So the number of values which are also called the roots of the equation, the number of roots of a quadratic equation, maximum number of roots of a quadratic equation are 2. You are not going to get more than 2 roots, but yes, you can get less than 2 roots, that is 1 root, or sometimes there will be a quadratic equation which cannot be solved, so there is no value of root. So the maximum number of roots are 2, then you can have 1 root, then you can have 0 roots. I'll give you example of all such types of quadratic equations. So okay, now how can we solve the quadratic equation? So first you have to multiply the x square term and the constant term. So if I multiply this term with this term, I am getting minus 10x square, right? So x square into minus 10, I am getting minus 10x square. So first you have to multiply the first and third term when the quadratic equation is written in correct order, that is ax square plus bx plus c wala form, right? So you have to multiply the first and third term. So in this case the product is minus 10x square. Now you have to split the middle term, that is x wala term, in 2 parts such that their sum is minus 3x, obviously, because we cannot change the question. So the sum should be minus 3x, but the product should be minus 10x square. So that you have to think. And those two numbers are, if I need product minus 10x square, so I can write it minus 5x plus 3x. So look carefully that, look carefully, minus 3x plus 2x will give you minus 3x, right? And minus 2x plus 2x, the product of these two terms, minus 2x into plus 2, minus 5x into plus 2x will give you minus 10x square. So that is the requirement. Now once you split the middle term, you have to take something common from first two terms, and only the x is common. So let's take x common, and x minus 5 is left here, because if I take x common, this becomes x and this is minus 5. And then you write the same thing in another bracket, and you should think that what should be written here, so that if I open this bracket, I get these two terms, 2x minus 5. So obviously I should write 2 here. So x plus 2, x minus 5 equal to 0, right? How? Now you have to take this bracket common from both the terms, x minus 5. So if I take x minus 5 common, here I'm left with x, and here I'm right with okay, wait, so let's take x minus 5 common. Let's take x minus 5 common. So then you have to take this bracket common, and now if you take x minus 5 common, here you are left with x, and here you are left with 2 equal to 0. Now you have the factors of this, x minus 5 and x plus 2. Now if the product of these two is 0, then obviously individually either this is 0, so the value of x is 5, or either x plus 2 is 0, which will give you the value of x as minus 2. Now if you put this value 5 here, square of 5 is 25, minus 15, that is 10, and 10 minus 10 is 0, you will get 0. And if you put minus 2 here, square of minus 2 is 4, and this is plus 6, so 4 plus 6 is 10, minus 10, that is also 0. So these two are the factors. These two are the roots or solutions to this quadratic equation. So this method is called splitting the middle term, or solution of quadratic equations by factorization, because what we did here, we just found the factors of this quadratic equation. Let's apply this method to this second equation also. First, in rough, let's multiply the first and third term. So 2x square into minus 6 is minus 12x square, right? 2x square into minus 6 is minus 12x square. So we have to split the middle term, that is plus x, in two terms such that their sum is plus x and their product is minus 12x square. So it is 4x minus 3x. So let's take 2x common. So x plus 2 and x plus 2 minus 3. So x plus 2 into 2x minus 3 equal to 0. X equal to minus 2. If you put this equal to 0, you will get x equal to minus 2, or if you put this equal to 0, you will get x minus 3 by 2. So you can see that you will get only two roots, not more than two, but you can get less than two roots. For example, let me make another question. Suppose we have a quadratic equation, x square plus 2 equal to 0. Now if I try to solve this equation and take this on the other side, then I am getting that x square should be minus 2, but we know that the square of any number cannot be negative. So this equation cannot be solved further. So this equation does not have any root. And if I take another equation, now let's solve it. If you multiply first and third term, you will get 4x square, and the middle term is minus 4x. So let's split the middle term so that the sum is minus 4x and product is 4x square. So x square minus 2x plus 4 equal to 0. Take x common, x minus 2 equal to 0 minus 2. So this is x minus 2 whole square. Now both of them will give you same answer, x equal to 2. So this equation has one root, or we can say that It also has two roots, but both the roots are equal. And this equation does not have any root, and these two equations had two different roots. So maximum number of roots that you can get for a quadratic equation is 2. Now let's take some more complicated forms. Now let's solve this one. If you multiply first and third term, you will get 5 into 2, 10x square. So we have to split the middle term such that the sum is 7x but the product is 10x square. So let's split it. So that is 5x and 2x. Only the x is common in first two terms, so write here root 2x plus 5 and root 2x plus 5. Same bracket here also. Now think about it. What should I write here so that if I open the bracket, I get 2x plus 5 root 2. So obviously I should write root 2 here. So this is x into, now take the root 2x plus 5 common. So here x is left and here root 2 is left equal to 0. So if I put it equal to 0, I get x equal to minus 5 by root 2. If I put it equal to 0, I get x equal to minus root 2. So these are the two roots of this equation. Let's solve this one also, but before solving, we can take the LCM of this equation so that it becomes easy to solve it, or we can directly say that let's multiply each and every term of this equation by 8. So let's multiply this by 8. So this is 16x square minus 8x plus 1 equal to 0. So 16x square plus 1 is 16x square. So we have to split 8x into two parts, and those two parts are minus 4x and minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0. So 4x is common, so 4x minus 1, and here also 4x minus 1. So what should I write here? So I get this one, obviously minus 1, because this is minus 4x, this is plus 4x. So this is, take this bracket 4x minus 1 common, and here you are left with 4x and here minus 1. So this is the type of quadratic equation that I was mentioning before. It will give you only one root, and that is, if you put it equal to 0, you will get x equal to 1 by 4, and that is the only root that it will give. So quadratic equation can have maximum of two roots, but it can give you one root also, and it will not give you any root in some situations. Okay, now let's discuss some more word problems, but now we will also solve the quadratic equations. In previous word problems, we just made the quadratic equation but did not solve it, but now we will solve it also. So let's start. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So we have to find two such positive integers, consecutive, एक के बाद एक वाले, and sum of whose squares is 365. So let one integer one integer is x, the second integer is x plus 1, and according to question x square plus x plus 1 whole square, that is equal to 365. So x square plus a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab equal to 365. So 2x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 365, or 2x square plus 2x minus 364 equal to 0, because this 365 will come on this side. So 1 minus 365 is 364. So if you take 2 common, half of 364 is 182 equal to 0. Now I think 13 into 14 is 182. Yes. So consecutive integers हमको मिल गए हैं, because in this case now we are solving it by factorization. So in this case the product should be minus 182 into x square, that is minus 182 x square, and the sum should be x. So x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 equal to 0. Now take x common. So this is x plus 14 and this is x plus 14 equal to 0. Take minus 13 common. So x plus 14 into x minus 13 equal to 0. Now the answer is minus 14 or plus 13. So it is mentioned in the question that the integers are positive. So we can reject, or we have to reject this result, because this is minus 14 and the number cannot be negative. So x is 13. Therefore one integer is 13 and second integer is 13 plus 1, that is 14. Second integer is 13 plus 1, that is 14. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than the base. There is a right angle triangle whose altitude is 7 centimeter less than the base, and the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle is 13 centimeter. Right? We have to find the other two sides. So altitude of right triangle is 7 centimeter less than the base. So let the base be x centimeter. Therefore altitude is 7 centimeter less than the base, x minus 7 centimeter. So base is x and altitude is 7 centimeter less than the base. So these are the dimensions and we have to find the value of x. So there must be a relation between x minus 7, x and 13, and obviously that relation is Pythagoras theorem. We all know about Pythagoras theorem, that is the sum of the squares of altitude and base is equal to the square of the length of hypotenuse. So x minus 7 square plus x square equal to 13 square. So let's apply the identity of a minus b whole square. A square plus b square minus 2ab (2x square minus 14x plus 49 minus 169 equal to 0. So x square So the equation is x square minus 7x minus 60 equal to 0. Now the product of first and third term is minus 60x square and the middle term is minus 7x. So we have to split this minus 7x into two terms such that the sum is minus 7x and the product is minus 60x square. So this is minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 equal to 0. So x into x minus 12 equal to 0 plus 5. So x minus 12 into x plus 5 equal to 0. Now if you put it equal to 0, x is 12 or minus 5. We have to reject this minus 5 value because x is length and length cannot be negative. So reject this value on the basis of its sign. Therefore x is 12 centimeter. So base is 12 centimeter, altitude is 12 minus 7, that is 5 centimeter. And these are following the Pythagoras theorem. They are Pythagorean triplets, 12, 5 and 13. Next question. A cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90. Okay. So there are some articles which are produced in a cottage industry, and it was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was more than twice the number of articles. So let the number of articles produced be x. Therefore, cost of each article, three more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. So number of articles produced are x. So the cost of each article is 3 more than twice the number of articles produced, that is 2x plus 3. So the total cost of production is what? X into 2x plus 3. If 5 articles are being produced on a particular day and the cost of production of each article is rupees 10. So what is the total cost of production? 5 into 10, that is 50 rupees. So according to question, total cost of production is rupees 90. So total cost of production, which is x into 2x plus 3, that is what? That is rupees 90. So 2x square plus 3x equal to 90, or 2x square plus 3x minus 90 equal to 0. That is the quadratic equation. Now multiply these two, 2x square into minus 90, you get 180, minus 180, and sum should be 3x. So that is plus 18x minus 15x. Because minus 15x into 18x, you will get minus 180x square. That which is needed. So now take 2x common. So x plus 9, and write x plus 9 here also equal to 0, and write minus 15 here. So this is x plus 9 into 2x minus 15 equal to 0. So x equal to minus 9 or x equal to 15 by 2. Minus 9 is also not correct. Number of articles should always be an integer. So let me check where have I done it wrong. It was observed on a particular day the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced. So 2x plus 3 equal to 90. 2x square plus 3x minus 90. 90 into 2 is 180. 15 into 18. Oh, sorry, 15 into 18 is not 180. Wait. Fifteen into 12 is that, no, sorry. Right, so this is how we can split it. So now let's take x common. So 2x plus 15 and 2x plus 15 equal to 0, and here we should write minus 6. So x minus 6 into 2x plus 15 equal to 0. X is 6, and from this you will get x as minus 15 by 2. X is the number of articles that is produced on a particular day, and the number of something can always be an integer and a positive integer. So it cannot be negative, it cannot be in fraction. So based on that, this value is rejected. So x is 6. Therefore, number of articles are 6. And cost of each article, therefore cost of each article is 3 more than twice the number of article, that is 2 into 6 plus 3, 12 plus 3. Cost of each article is rupees 15. Next, now this is the second method to solve the quadratic equations, and that is called the quadratic formula. Now suppose the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now you have to find another variable which is called discriminant. What it is called? It is called discriminant. So it is represented by d, and the formula for discriminant is under root b square, formula for discriminant is b square minus 4ac, right? B is the coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of x square, c is the constant term. So you will find the discriminant, and without going into the derivation part, the roots of the equation will be minus b plus minus under root d divided by 2a. So you will get two values. We know that the quadratic equation has two roots. One value is minus b plus root d by 2a, and second value is minus b minus root d by 2a, right? So these two values are the roots of the quadratic equation. Again, I am telling you, we are not discussing the derivation. You must be thinking from where this formula have arrived. So we have not discussed the derivation part. So let's take an example. So let me take a quadratic equation from the previous questions. Let us take this quadratic equation. What was this quadratic equation? 2x square plus 3x minus 90. 2x square plus 3x minus 90 equal to 0. So what is the value of a here? Value of a is 2. Value of b is 3. Value of c is minus 90. Now let's find the discriminant d, which is b square minus 4ac. So 3 square minus 4ac. So d is 9 plus 8 into 90. So this is 729. 729 is the square of 27. So the value of x is minus b, that is minus 3 plus minus under root 729 divided by 2 into a, which is 2. So minus 3 plus 27 by 4, that is 24 by 4. So one answer is 6, and one root was 6, and the other root minus b minus root d by 2a, minus 3 minus 27 by 4, which is minus 30 by 4, which is minus 15 by 2, and other root was minus 15 by 2. Right? Okay. So there is an important part, which is the nature of roots. Very important part. Then we will come to this part, nature of roots. Sorry. So the zeros are x equal to minus b plus minus root d upon 2a. So first case arises when d, that is discriminant, is greater than 0. So if the value of d is more than 0, you can find the root of that value, because positive numbers have square roots, and one root will be minus b plus root d by 2a, and other one will be minus b minus root d by 2a. Obviously both of the values will be different. So when d is greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. Roots are real and distinct. Second, when d is equal to 0, so there is only one difference between the values of two roots. One is minus b plus root d by 2a, and other one is minus b minus root d by 2a. So that root d wala part is different. Even that part is same, but the sign is different. But if the value of d is 0, then this will be eliminated, and both the roots will become minus b by 2a. So if d is 0, roots are real. That means you can find the value of roots, but roots will be real and equal. And when discriminant is less than 0, obviously when the d is less than 0, square root of negative numbers is not possible. So we will say that roots are imaginary, and in that case we are not going to solve the quadratic equation. Roots are imaginary. Roots are imaginary. Right? Okay, let's take the example. In first question, it is asked that find the nature and roots of the following quadratic equations, and if the roots are real, find them. So let's take the first quadratic equation. A is 2, b is minus 3, and c is 5. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So that is 9 plus 40, which is 49, which is positive. So roots are real and distinct, and roots are, one root is minus b, that is minus of minus 3 plus root 49 by 2a. 3 plus 7 by 4, that is 10 by 4, that is 5 by 2. And other root is x equal to minus this minus root 49 divided by 2 into 2, that is 3 minus 7 divided by 4 minus 4 by 4, and that is minus 1. So these are the two roots. Now let's take the second equation. In second equation we have a as 3 and b as minus 4 root 3 and c as 4. So d is b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac. So minus 4 root 3 का square is 16 into 3 48, and 4 into 4 16 into 3 48. So this is 48 minus 48, and 48 minus 48 is what? 0. So this equation has real and equal roots, and the roots are minus b by 2a. So minus of minus 4 root 3, that is 4 root 3 divided by 2 into 3, that is 6. So the answer is 2 root 3 by 3. 2 root 3 by 3. Each root is 2 root 3 by 3. And if you find the discriminant of this equation, you will get d is equal to b square, that is minus 6 square minus 4ac, which is what? 36 minus 12 into 2. 12. So D is 24, right? I thought there will be a question in which the roots does not exist, but there is no question like that. Okay, so D is 24, and now we can find the roots. Let's find them here. So x is minus b minus of minus 6 plus root 24 divided by 2 into a. So 6 plus root 24 is 4 into 6, that is 2 root 6 divided by 4. If you take 2 common, you are left with 3 plus root 6 divided by 2. So that is one root, and the other root is simply, everything will be same, but instead of this plus sign you will have this minus sign. So this is 3 minus root 6 divided by 2. So this is the quadratic formula to find the roots. And let's take this question. Now it is given that find the value of k for each of the following quadratic equations so that they have two equal roots. It is given that the roots are equal. So if the roots are equal, then obviously the discriminant is 0. So if we put the discriminant of this equal to 0, we can find the value of k. A is 2, b is k, c is 3. So D, which is b square minus 4ac, which is k square minus 24, and this should be 0. So k square minus 24 is 0, or k square is equal to 24, or k is equal to under root 24, which is 2 root 6, plus minus 2 root 6. So the value of k should be plus minus 2 root 6. So this equation will have equal roots. Let's solve this one also. Kx into x minus 2 plus 6 equal to 0. First, let's make it in standard form so that we can get our a, b and c. So this is kx square minus 2kx plus 6. So a is what? A is k, b is minus 2k, and c is 6. D is b square minus 4ac, which is 4k square minus 24k. Now this equation also has equal roots, so let's put it equal to 0. So 4k square minus 24k equal to 0. 4k common hai, k minus 6 equal to 0. So this will give you two possible values of k. So k is either 0, because 4k is 0, that makes k is 0, or k equal to, or k minus 6 equal to 0, which means k equal to 6. So if the value of k is 0 or 6, this equation will also have equal roots. So this was the complete chapter of quadratic equations from class 10th. Now you can solve NCERT textbook. You should also solve reference books also. We have discussed all the topics, all the concepts, all the formulae. So all the very best for that. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the way.